Hey guys, man, welcome back to the channel. And today's topic on why you should quit your job, right? Why you should quit your job, especially if you're black. If you're a black American, FBA, and stuff like that. I'm not talking about all. Now, if you're someone that have no kids and stuff like that, you know, if you don't have any kids, right, and you're still trying to figure things out, I recommend that you don't get a job. What you should do is probably find a side hustle, right? To make some money on the side, make some merch like I did, right? Make some merch, you know what I'm saying? Develop a clothing brand for yourself, make videos on YouTube. But working a job is a waste of time. And the reason why I say it's a waste of time because you're pitting your time and energy to two most important assets that you have while you're on this earth is time and you have energy. So jobs and corporations understand that your time and energy is the engine and the backbone of you building their corp their corporate empire, right? Their business, right? Because without your time, that's why they pay you every 2 weeks. This is why you have to spend 8 hours a day at the job because you're spending time and energy at their job, right? At their offices and stuff like that to build up their assets and stuff like that to, you know what I'm saying, make profits for their business or their investors, so on and so forth. Right. And the reason why I say this is because black people for a long time, right, has been the backbone of these corporations, right, for 400 years since the 1619s, right, that black people in general has been the backbone of powering and making these corporation rich and wealthy. And this is why I believe this is going to the wealth gap, right? Because and I think there's a book too. Is when colonies was ran by, you know what I'm saying, let's say white people, because it was ran by white people first. These colonies was ran by white people, but they was failing, right? And once they brought in African slaves, right, enslaved Africans into these colonies, this is when the colonies became prosperous, right? Because you got to also know that the the knowledge and technology that Africa had and stuff, Europe didn't have. So when these people when people fled from Europe and Britain and stuff and came to the Americas, they didn't have no skills in the colonies, right? So the colonies fell failing. So once they brought in the African slaves, that's when it became prosperous because we had the skill set already, right? And we've been doing that for 400 years. We inventing stuff, we created stuff. You know what I'm saying? Most of our inventions was credited towards people and stuff, right? So they was getting the wealth, they was getting the inventions, they was getting the credibility and stuff like that. And this is why I say you should stop working a job because you're just sacrificing your time and energy for the same system that oppressed your people. You know what I'm saying? Our people. And we've been doing that for 400 years and we still have nothing to show for it because even if we did try to build something, right, it was torn down. Either it was torn down or it was infiltrated because the powers that be do not want black unity, right? And the reason why they don't want black unity is because of power, right? It would prove that black people really don't need white people. Like I know people say, oh, well, we all have to work together and stuff like that. And to a certain extent, that may be true. But in theory, in reality, right? If you look through history, look through the records, black people never really needed white people for anything because we already had the skills, we already had the intellect, we already had the competence of building infrastructure, governing ourselves, having families and stuff like that, building families, etc., etc. Now, I would say this: The only reason why we're failing today is because the division of the black women and the black men is a commodity and asset to the corporations, right? It's more of a profit for them to make us as individuals than to have us be a family. And I know I'm going on a tangent and stuff like that, but this is the reason why I say don't work a job, because a job distracts you from your purpose. It really does. Like, a job really distract you from your purpose. And once you see the system for what it is and stuff, you're gonna be like, why work a job? Right? Because people actually believe that job gives a purpose, and actually it don't. A job doesn't give you purpose. A job is like it's like a chore. Right? You come in, you do your 8 hours, then your mom and dad hand you your paycheck at the end of the week or every 2 weeks because it's like a chore, right? But it doesn't necessarily give you purpose. I look at purpose something that is a duty from your higher creator, right? From God. It can be Allah, it can be Yahweh and stuff like that. But I would if it is in the Bible too, sorry for stuttering, but it's in the Bible too that you know what I'm saying? The Most High said you go feed my flock, or go feed the lost tribe of Israel. Our job is to wake up the lost tribe of Israel, and I believe that is our duty as men and women, is to restore the balance of what the Most High gave us and restore those principles and the knowledge and the commandments, right, within our own communities, to restore the family, to restore the union between the man and woman. Because if we don't, right, as social media keep advancing and AI and stuff like that, we are going to just keep divided and divided. And I don't think it's going to work if you keep working a job. Like, if you keep working a job, you're just going to feel more lost in this matrix that the United States has built over 400 years. You're just going to get lost. You're going to your energy is going to be drained. You're going to feel like you have to fit in. And even in the Bible, the Most High says separate. You know what I'm saying? Separate from your enemies, right? Because we operating within our enemy system, right? What do I say enemy? The Roman system that they have set up, right? The Roman system that gave us jobs, they gave us healthcare and benefits and stuff like that, what to pacify us for from what's really going on. And if anybody, you know what I'm saying, that coming into the truth, right? If, and you gotta also think about what's going on now. Like, they trying to replace us with AI. They trying to replace us with AI, artificial intelligence, and robotics, right? Because after 400 years, right, and 400 years was up 2019, 2020, they have built up a mass amount of wealth, right? And they seeing that people don't really want to work anymore in this system because the system is a Ponzi scheme, and the system is a parasite, right? It's a parasite on your time and energy and things like that, and it breaks you away from what's meant to do on the earth, right? And that is to follow the order of your creator, right? So that's the reason why I say don't work a job, because it's just a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? I quit my job last year of August. Most of the time now is spent on studying ancient Israelites history, because most Black Americans, especially FBAs, are from um, the lost tribe of Israel. Even the Native Americans, even when we went to school, people, you know what I'm saying, talk about the Native Americans. But there's a book called The Star in the West, and this guy named Alasa Boudinot, he even mentioned that the Native Americans that came here to the Americas was from the lost tribes of Israel. So the Native Americans are the lost tribes of Israel too. They are Israelites, and the Black Americans are Israelites as well, right? And as you can see, Native Americans, most of them now is on reservations, right? They got small communities and stuff like that. So yeah, so this is the reason why I say don't work a job. Don't work a job, because It distracts you from your purpose. It distracts you. And working a job also makes you a consumer as well. It makes you a consumer because why? Because people get their money and people just want to consume and buy stuff and get apartments and buy cars and buy new clothes every week. I guess it's fine and dandy, but as you get older, you see that it's a rat race. It's a hamster wheel, right? And you're not really getting anywhere. So yeah, that's my video on why you shouldn't be working a job, why you shouldn't work a job. More importantly, or mainly towards Black Americans, FBAs, and why you shouldn't be working a job. I know some people are going to disagree, but if you are in the truth and you know about your history, your heritage, you know that working a job is only a distraction and it's only going to keep you asleep. And the system is just going to turn you into a consumer. And then after that, when you have nothing left over, the system just spits you out and then doesn't even recognize you as a human being. So yeah, that's my take on it. Look out for my new video, next video. Peace.